Hello everyone, welcome to Overwatch Daily #1 with your host, Zeke Beaver. Thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to look at a match between Team of Snow versus tempostorm in the ESL King of the Hill semi-finals today. And we're going to be playing on a control point map. And we're gonna look into just one. I'm gonna do the whole game, but we're just gonna look at it from each match, not the whole series. It's an hour long. I don't have time for that. And I might not have to do them in chronological order. I might just do them from here to there, jump around, mix up the players at first to see, everyone get a good view at different players and how different people play, different styles. But overall, our goal here at Overwatch Improvement Show channel is to get players to get better, not get good. Get better. So we're going to look at the gameplay, really break down the fights, positions, what they're doing. Not going to talk about too much about accuracy or any of those cool skill shot MLG Pro things you see sometimes. We're going to focus on getting better. So without any ado, let's hop right in. Alright, so I want to talk about the team comp first, which is not youtube.com full screen. It is a Zarya, a Reinhardt, a Soldier, Reaper with the Zenyatta Lucio for heals. Now, this format right here, I want everyone who's solo queuing, everyone who's duo queuing, everyone that has a 5-man squad or a 6-man squad or anything, I want you guys to note that comp. That is your basic bread and butter right there. And until we get into a game that has a third DPS or a third healer or a third tank, I will let you know why they're doing it for certain reasons. But for the most part, this is what you're going to see. So when you're in a match, balance to that. Don't balance to, like, if you have a Soldier in McCree, but there's, like, I don't know, someone give you shit, so you're like, well, I'm going to switch DPS because I'm tanking. No, that's not your issue. Your issue is usually going to be further away from that problem. Your issue is going to be a lot of mechanicals, especially on ladder. Anyone below, like, 3,500, you're losing due to probably just mechanical issues. 3,500, that's pretty ballsy right there. I want to say 3,200 then. You're losing probably because of mechanical issues as far as just knowing how to take fights, when to take fights, and who to DPS down. But, so on that side, we have that. That's a really solid comp. Reinhardt, some people might disagree with that. Now, we're not going to talk, also, I'm sorry, we're not going to talk about metagame either. I don't know, I don't watch too much pro player streams. I don't know what people are saying the cool thing to do. We're just going to see what people pick right now and what they do right now. Because even if your metagame is the most meta of all, you're going to lose games. You're not going to win all of them. So you got to learn how to adapt and how to play pretty loosely. On the other side, we have the Winston Zarya tank line, which I have troubles with. It's really aggressive. You're not going to have that stand and, take positions type of style you're going to have with the Reinhardt mixed in there. But if you snowball, you can do pretty well. They're going to go with the Genji Tracer. So this is a very aggressive team with the Zenyatta Lucio, obviously, for heals. Zenyatta pretty good on these maps. Tracer, Genji, pretty aggressive. So we're going to see how they play this out against a more passive team comp with the McCree Reinhardt Soldier. That's very passive. And the Zenyatta, yeah, that's very passive. So they'll come in here, and even though the first place they're going to go, I see a lot of people make this problem too. They go to the right and try to drop down. Why? Why are you going to go to the right and drop down? I'm not, or whatever. We're going to call that closed, okay? If you stay with me, I'm going to have call-outs for these maps that I hope everyone uses universally. That is closed side over here with that window. This is open right here. So open, closed, and point. You can even be fancy and say C1 for the top and C2 for the bottom, or reverse, whatever. I'll figure it out. So C1 for the bottom, C2 for the top. So you can say C1, he's down C1, or C2 to C1, or C2 going C1 kind of thing. It really helps with the call-outs. And this is open, obviously. You can say open health pack if he's out there, open stairs, or just open when he's on top, open the health pack, maybe open stairs or whatever. You can even go even fancier and say open spawn and open like their spawn, or open blue or red. Obviously, or whatever. Okay, I'm getting way off topic here. The point is, this area right here is very good to start out with. This gives you a lot of vantage points. It gives you more options to move around, because you can cut into the middle to the point if you need to help your teammates on the right later on in the game. You can use this. It has lots of more mobility, which is very important, especially control maps like these. So we're going to see how the Tracer pulls out. She's going to go right in. They're going to see how they're really going to try to be aggressive on them right now. And it looks like they lost 2 already, and that's losing 2 for nothing, 3 for nothing. That's gonna dampen anyone's spirits, to be honest. So they get an auto point right there. 3 for nothing, that's an auto point, unless someone else can go ham or something like that. But chances are that's an auto point. So let's see where they decide to set up from this point on. They have point, they have control, complete map control. Also note, real quick, that when they went 3 down and they saw that, oh shit, we kind of lost that fight, they backed out and waited for the next fight. In an average control point game, if you hold the point for 100% without them getting one, if people wait for their teams after 3 to 4 kills and they go back and wait, there's going to be about 4 fights, 14 fights you can take. So if you're on this map and they grab the first point and you guys lost that fight, I'm going to talk about maybe if you didn't lose the fight, if it's still in battles. But if you lost, if 4 of your members go down, just go back and wait for them. There's no need to go and give out percentages. There's no reason to go out and give out kills and whatnot, people, whatever. No reason to go back, wait for the next fight, okay? Now that adds on. If they come back here and win the fight and take that point, well then now you have 4 fights of your own to win before that. And that's also a good track to keep on how, if you're ahead or not, besides just a percentage. So if you say, oh shit, we lost 4 or 2 fights, you can be sure they have ultimate advantage than you do. Just things to note. Alright, so we have the Genji. Okay, let's note this position too. I'm going to let this one go a little bit. Note this position. Some people, actually I'm going to stop it because this is fucking important as shit. People have a hard time accepting a concept of controlling point. People think controlling point means being on point. And now if you're a higher level player, you're probably like, this is obvious, but it's not obvious to everyone. Controlling point doesn't mean you have to be on controlling point. Like, you can control point without being in the point. And I think that's something in the community, some of the players, aspiring players, need to learn. Because look at this, they're off the point in the corner, but they still defend the point. How do they defend the point? Well, with this aggressive setup, they've noted they're playing super aggressive with no Reinhardt and no real hit scan character. They're like, let's just sit in the corner, and they have to flank us to get damage out, pretty much. So let's sit in the corner with the Reinhardt, and we can watch this open avenue. We can watch the closed avenue. We even have some vantage points inside the closed right here. He can see right into there, which is what he's looking at. Let's see if someone drops down there. And if they do, well, then they could come out here and split like that and have a really good vantage point. They can split, like, tank DPS here, sit here and here, and start defending the shit really well. If they had maybe a more aggressive team comp, like a Winston Zarya, you do want to be more upfront, obviously, because you don't have that Reinhardt shield to protect you, or McCree shots to do that distant DPS. So you would want to be upfront. And that's the problem with this comp here that I see in this game, is that they kept with this aggressive, but then they just never switched out to anything. Not saying anything could help them, but this is a snowballing comp for tempostorm. But let's watch how this plays out. See, look, he's watching down bottom. He's watching the bottom here. He's watching that bottom. He's watching the bottom. I think we have the Winston down here. So Genji's just waiting, trying to bait out a kill, maybe get some percentage on his ult to engage. Now let's see who engages first. Winston engages first with the Zarya behind with the shield. That's really good. Is that their Lucio behind? Yeah. So it looks like they have a Lucio behind too. Let me make sure I get that. Nope, it's the enemy. So Lucio. Now that's a really good formation right there with the Zarya behind, the Winston, the Lucio. That's how you want to engage. That's a good engagement. Look at that line with the Genji back here, waiting to dash in for his ult here pretty soon. I don't know what the other 2 people are, but this is a pretty solid engagement line. Let's see how this works out. Now notice that they went in with that really good aggression. Reinhardt and Zayara popped on top while they split back like that, creating a surround against them. And if you've ever played any other game besides Overwatch, any strategy game, like any RPGs, RTSs or whatever, convex and concave is super important. You always want to be the convex, not the concave. I think I said that wrong. Let's hope it's right. But you always want to create the surround, okay? You can win lots of battles by creating a surround. So now they have 2 areas to attack while they still only have 1 area to defend. Makes sense? Makes sense. Move on with this. Genji's trying to get a pick over here, but he's going to pop his ult. Looks like Soldier has ult pretty well. And then here, 3 kills, pushes over. 4 kills. Okay, now it's just shut down. So now they know they're safe. They can maybe get a cleanup kill here. I think they do. Yep, cleanup kill. And they're back to business. See where they defend at. Let's see where they go. DPS is going to this flank. Maybe cats. Oh, they saw this Zenyatta. Okay. So they rolled in together. Knowing that the tanks just died, they felt super safe going into that fight. You know, and those are things you have to account for when playing. Your tanks just died. We saw some people here. 2 DPSs can totally go in there and challenge that shit. If the tanks weren't alive, they probably would have stood back a little more. But notice they're going back into position. That was a really good play by the blue team to honestly secure the rest of these points, making the healer and another guy there, I think Lucio, lag on the spawn timings. It hurts a lot. So now they have to push without a healer and have to wait for it a little bit. And time matters. Time means everything. So here, same engagement, same point. I imagine they're doing the same formation. This is how you coordinate your team. If you're on a team right now and you're trying to grind out those ladders, grind out that shit, this is the type of shit you need to know when engaging. Winston first, Zarya behind with the shield, double shield, Lucio behind him with the Genji coming from a flanking position. Doesn't work 100% of the time, but if you get a rhythm like that, it can help you come back in games. Sometimes it doesn't seem like you can. When you start losing and getting behind, you get mad and you start doing drastic things. If you have a strategy and a plan, it's easier to stick to a strategy and plan, because strategy and plan is not dictated by anger. It's just a strategy and plan. You can fix it, tweak it later, but I'm going to note this too, sorry. We're going to pause a lot here. These are pretty short anyway, so this will make up for that. When you go into a game with a strategy, it's better to lose doing that strategy the whole time than to switch it and make a strategy on the fly. Also, for anyone out there who has a team of 6, anyone like that, team of 5 or whatever, or you're even solo queuing, to have a strategy before the game, execute the strategy. If it doesn't work, go back and see why didn't it work. You want to record your gameplay to rewatch it again, find out why it didn't work and fix it. Don't go in a game, oh, this didn't work a couple times. Let's think of a strategy right now. It's not going to work. You're going to lose more games than ever. Your mentality should be, I'd rather lose 3 games doing the same strategy and learn where to tweak it, where to fix it, what its weak point is, than lose 8 games where you're just trying to do something to get the win, because you're not playing to win, you're playing not to lose. Very two different things. I'll go maybe more into mentality concepts later, but let's let this game finish up here. They go in for the aggression. Now here they're doing pretty good, hanging back in the corner. Genji goes in there. They have their ults, so they're just going to pop some ults out. They have ult advantage up the ass, so this is kind of hard, because there's nothing you can do about this. They have just good ults, and they're just tucked away together pretty well. Especially with Zenyatta complements really well this type of passiveness. And now they have point, and they did pretty good pickoffs there. Yep, there's 3 for 0. That's looking like game. They have one more fight to go. That was 4 fights here. 100%, 0 to 100, no stops, is going to be 4 fights. So if they grab it, then it's going to be 5 fights now for them to win. If they grab it, then it's going to be 6 fights. You see what I mean? So the more you go back and forth, but you got to look at it in those waves. You can't really look at it as like actual time, if that makes any sense. Ask in the comments below what I mean. This one was just unfortunate. They just died. They just died. That's what happens. They tried to go with ults, but their ults were so late. They had like 2 ults used before they used 1. So even if they did lose that fight, it was still looking pretty hefty for them. They did do a ninja steal, which is good for them. That's kind of the disadvantages. That is the disadvantages of playing passive like that. But they're going to take it back here, and it looks like this game is over. Now, one more point I want to go to before I end this video is, if they're playing, let's say you're in a game, and you see this exact type of setup. You're playing an aggressive team. They're playing passive with even the same fucking team comp. How do you beat that? Oh, well, they're watching our flanks. They have ult advantage. They're watching our flanks. They're stuck in the corner. DPS can't get behind them. Make them go somewhere they need to defend. Make them go where you want them to go. What they did there, the reason why they lost is because they went to them. They went to where they wanted to fight. Okay, read some Sun Tzu, motherfucker, and you'll learn this shit real quick. What they should have done was take the point. Go and take the point. Make them move out of there and engage through that. But they didn't. They must have been flustered. I don't know what happened to tempostorm. I don't know the team. I don't know the players. But they look flustered. Really good execution on their strategy. But they should have baited out the point grab and then execute their strategy instead of trying to engage them directly, because you're not with that team setup and your team setup. You're not going to engage that. They probably would have. They could have hopped on point, ninja stole it really quick with the Zarya ult, bring them back, and then from there you can take the top position on the open side and start getting your own surround. You see what I mean? This is the type of thought level that we're going to come into these games with. We're going to do one of these matches. Let's just let it finish up to see the overtime. I will be uploading many of these at least once a day, but I might do, and probably will do, more than that, because since the games are short, they're too long to be in one video as far as the whole series, but they're kind of a little too short to just do one a day. I'll get bored and end up doing another one. But please, if you like what you saw, if you agree with anything, if you disagree, if you have any questions, any comments, leave it down below. All that like and subscribe shit, fucking do it, love it, own it. And remember guys, don't get good, get better. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.